Broadcasting live from the Demon Seed Radio Mobile Command Studio. From whatever godforsaken strip club or porn convention they happen to drunkenly stumble across. You're listening to Demon Seed Radio on XXXPornstarRadio.com.
All right, guys, you're listening to Demon Seed Radio. I, of course, am your host, Bobby Genital, and I'm broadcasting live from the Adam and Eve booth right here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, with an absolute legend, Miss Nina Hartley.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing today?
I am fine. I saw you talking to my gal, Tegan. Isn't she pretty?
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome. Now, I mean, you've seen so many events like this. I mean, you've seen the way it grew. Like, were you at the first AVN Awards?
I've been coming here since '85. Yes.
Okay. Wow. So it started as like just this little thing to what it is now. Like,
yes.
how has it been to see that change?
It's been 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I like seeing the increasing acceptance of adult entertainment as a part of a healthy couple's life, and as not for losers, but for people who want to maintain intimacy and learn new tricks and keep things fresh and spicy. I've always said that properly utilized adult entertainment can absolutely support monogamy and strengthen it, because relationships are hard and mom and dad need a gosh darn vacation sometimes. On the other hand, and also I'm a red diaper baby, so as a performer, the means of production are now in the hands of the performers themselves, and so we used to have to mediate it through a company, and now we can communicate directly with the end user, including private internet chat where it's in real time, personal with you and the fan, which is a great boon for fans. On the other hand, you can't. The porn is off the leash, and so it used to be you had to leave, you had to go look for it, and now it
finds you.
And now it finds you, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it can be an overwhelming thing.
True.
So as a nurse and an educator, I want to remind people, porn is a paid professional performance of a fantasy scenario akin to live-action cartoons. We are professionals. Do not try this at home the way that you see us do it. Always check in with your actual real-life partner who's in the room with you before you try some stuff you saw in a movie. Just saying.
Don't just say, oops, wrong hole.
Because I can do that too. Yeah.
No, that'd be terrible.
Right, exactly. I mean, I have all kinds of one-liners, but mainly so adult entertainment can certainly give you ideas, hopefully start a conversation, but in the end, it's what makes you and I feel comfortable in the moment. Our biggest sex organ is between our ears, and that's really true. I've been doing this a long time, and the biggest sex organ is between your ears.
True.
Even the biggest ones down below aren't as big as the ones up here. So, and even a one-night stand is a relationship. The short one, so being able to have communication and set boundaries. Hi, you're cute. What do you think? As opposed to, oh, nice boobs.
Exactly.
And now, nice boobs may get me across the room to talk to you, but once I'm here,
what
I
happens
say, hi,
then?
I'm Nina. What's your, I have to be able to be human.
Exactly.
And so there are no wrong thoughts, only wrong action. And honestly, we're talking to young people here. I tell, when I talk to college students, it's okay to be shy. It's okay to be scared. Please don't use alcohol to lower your inhibitions, because then bad things, when you give inexperienced people newly away from home with the pressure to drink, unpleasant things might happen to a person.
Sure.
And I say it's better to get out of college a 22-year-old virgin than someone who has been involved in any way with an assault.
Yeah.
So I know Nina says don't drink. She's such a poopy head. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying don't share pleasure. I'm not saying don't get jiggy with it. But you got finals, death and babies, a bit much. So let's just take death and babies off the table. But how about some naked fun time? There's so much you can do naked with another person that does not put you at risk for illness or pregnancy.
Exactly.
Do those things. So for me, sex is more than just putting tab A into slot B.
Okay.
Sex is we're naked together. What might we do? And so once I let go of sex equaling in and out and sex being naked time, I started having a lot more sex and started enjoying it a lot more and making more friends. And I've never been pregnant. I've never been ill. And I've had a lot of sex. So it's possible to have a lot of sex with nobody getting sick and nobody getting mad at you.
That's the key, too.
Because they call it adult entertainment because it's for adults. So if I'm going to act like a child and either try to talk you into something or get you drunk and see what happens, I'm not mature enough to be having sex. Even though I'm over 18 and I'm supposedly an adult, adults take into consideration consequences.
Exactly.
They take into consideration intentions. They take into consideration not using manipulation. They take into consideration not using sex to harm self or others. Health. Appropriateness.
Exactly.
Grown-up things, you know. And you say, oh, that's so boring. I want sex to just happen. But when you're new at sex, if it just happens, maybe alcohol's involved, maybe no protection's involved, maybe bad consequence, maybe hurt feelings, and if you're lucky, maybe only hurt feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the worst, so
Babies.
now that you're 18, you're going to live a long time. You're going to have a lot of opportunities to share sexy time with people. There's no rush. Calm down. Get to know yourself really well. Share that with another person. Don't depend on other people to make you feel good. That's your job. No one gives you an orgasm. I help you find yours.
Yeah.
Your job is not to give me an orgasm. My job is to let you know what you can do to help.
True.
And to do that, I have to know what works.
Now, it brings up an interesting point, though, because you've been doing sex ed for a while, you know, going to the universities, like you said, and talking to college kids. But we live in a country where sex ed is, like, taboo in, like, high schools and things. So what's the craziest thing one of the students has said or asked you that just blew your mind that they didn't know that by the time hitting college? Like, oh, my God.
The crazy one is, can you get pregnant from having anal sex?
Really? Wow.
That's the craziest one. And one young woman really wanted to ask, she really thought I made adult movies because I had been molested as a child. That's what she had heard from her growing up.
Yeah, the old stereotype.
And the old stereotype. And no, I'm just a very sexual person. I am a non-monogamous person. I am a bisexual person. I am an exhibitionistic person. So for me, most people are monogamous and most people are heterosexual. So I'm the sexual entertainer to help you have a good time. But for me, being an adult, entertainment is a natural extension of my basic sexual nature anyway.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't pretty enough for porn, I would have been a nurse midwife with an active social life. And if I wasn't so exhibitionistic that a camera, I would have been a nurse midwife with a very active social life.
Exactly.
So everything came together. And I love, you know, in our culture, sexuality is sick, and sick people need a nurse's care. So to be good, to give good care in any environment, the person doing the caregiving has to be comfortable with the situation. I'd make a lousy drug counselor, for example. I don't understand drug addiction at an emotional level, and I wouldn't be very good at it. I wouldn't have the patience, the compassion needed for people with
handle
that.
it, yeah.
I would suck.
Okay.
Like that. But I excel at being a sex educator because I have patience for that. I understand the difference between what your body wants and what you've been told to think about it, and how they fight with each other, and how the fighting comes out as being a bore, being a bitch, whatever. So my happiest days are helping you and them to figure out what's good for you and do more of that. If it feels good, do more. If it doesn't feel good, stop.
Stop it. Yeah, don't do it again.
You wouldn't think it's rocket science, and that means don't put up with something in bed because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Again, if I can tell you honestly that something's not working and you get hurt by that, then you're not mature enough to be in bed. I'm not being a witch about it, but if I can say, ooh, more to the left, or not so fast, I want girls to get off. I will listen to what she's telling me because I want her to ask me back.
Yeah, you want the same courtesy. Exactly.
You know? So sex is fun. It's awesome. It's one of the greatest gifts of God or nature. But it is powerful and potent, and it can cause problems, and so just be careful with it. It's explosive. It's like, that's why you don't drink and drive. That's why you shouldn't be drinking and having sex until you and your partner are really comfortable with each other.
Exactly.
Now, if you've been dating for a couple years and are having really hot sex, you want to play the drunken game at home, not driving, who am I to say no?
Yeah.
But if I'm a stranger to you and we're drinking,
it's a recipe for bad.
At best, a recipe for humiliation and embarrassment and puking in your lap. It's like, so don't do that.
True. Now we had talked a little earlier about the how available adult material is nowadays. Would you say that's the biggest change the industry's seen since you've started? Like, you've been there for DVD and VHS and all that.
The biggest change, I mean, certainly it being available is a function of the internet, and so that is the biggest change. The means of distribution of the material has completely changed. And now I may be able to talk directly with my fans, which is, for me, is a positive thing, but also it can be bothersome to me, because if a person goes on the internet, and first, free porn almost always comes with malware, so pay for your porn, because free porn can hurt your computer. Pay for your porn, because if you want to keep seeing me work, I'm not an amateur. I need to be paid. I'm a professional. Number one. Number two, you don't know if when you pay for your porn, professional commercial pornography, the people were paid, they gave consent, they were of age, and they were tested.
True.
If I just look on porn and I see some random scene, you don't know you don't know, were they consenting? Were they adult? Were they paid? Were they tested? We don't know. So one thing about the professional pornography industry, we do have standards. And so while it looks unsafe, we're tested.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's cartoons. Don't do this at home. I don't actually pick up actual strangers and take them home and let them have sex with me.
Yeah.
It's a pretend stranger, because it's a movie. Now, it's a very hot fantasy, and if once you and your partner you can play that game.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the hottest things a couple can do is to go into a bar separately and play the pickup game.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then, she comes in hot, and she leaves with you. Awesome.
Yeah.
So adult material, if it spurs your fantasy and invention, that's wonderful. It's not meant to be copied.
True.
Just so you know.
Now you had the opportunity to work with just about everybody that's come through the industry, male and female. Who would you say is somebody that you wish that you got a chance to work with, but maybe you didn't?
Oh my God, it's a very long list. Jessie Jane, Jessica Drake.
Jesse's performing again.
I know, awesome sauce. But I won't be working with her. I don't think she does older ladies, so that's okay. Many. Oh my gosh. Tori Wells, she's retired, but she was gorgeous back in the day. Deacon Presley. Across the, oh golly, there's lots. There's, and there's more than there used to be. I can't do them all.
It's a good goal, though.
It is.
Well, right on. Thank you so much for doing the interview. I totally appreciate it. Just one last thing. We have a lot of new girls that come in from the industry for the show, and they always want advice from the superstars. And I can't think of a bigger superstar than Legend. So what would you say to a brand new girl coming in? What would your piece of advice be?
I have what I call the 1-minute mother hen lecture.
Okay.
me. Know why you're here and own it. Get smart with your money management. If you don't do it at home for free, do not do it on camera for money, and that goes triple for anal. Do not date anybody without a job or car and their own place to live. And the first time an intimate partner uses your job to shame you during a fight, they have to go now, because they are showing their true heart. There is no dishonor in sex work. There is nothing wrong with you wanting to be a sexual entertainer. So do not put up with any crap from an intimate partner about what you do. And the first time someone says, I want you to stop doing boy-girl, you can say, are you going to replace that income?
Yeah.
Have fun. Have fun with it. You're young, you're hot, you're beautiful. Be sexy with it. Travel, go places, enjoy yourself, have adventures. But most importantly, only do what feels right to you. And if it doesn't, just say no. And find 8 different ways to say no. No, thank you. Oh, I'm booked that day. Oh, sorry. And always take time for yourself. Make sure to have some sex that's private and personal just for you. Even if it's alone, but no money, no cameras, just because it's fun. Because if you only have sex on camera, eventually you will be drained dry and you'll hate life, you'll hate men, you'll hate the world. Go to Disneyland. Go have a vacation. Stay in bed with your puppy dog. Get your nails done. It's okay to take a day off from work.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out our website at www.demonseedradio.com to see photos from tonight's episode, along with episode archives. Follow us on Twitter at DemonSeed69. Catch Whitney Morgan at Ms. Whitney Morgan. Triz Nathaniels at FN Pay Me. Mistress Indigo at Mistress_Indigo. And to set up your very own time to get your ass kicked on our website. www.mistressindigo.com. Purchase custom-built floggers and request the very special twerking flogger at www.indigofloggers.com. And of course, feel free to send naked selfies to everyone's favorite 12 inches of furry fury.
Absolutely.
Mr. Cuddles at Mr. Cuddles XXX.